Hi, I'm Emily Gerde, and this is my husband, Justin Gerde, our son, Wyatt Gerde, and this is Spirit. He's 1 year old, and this is Matiri, and we have 2 more cats that are hiding out somewhere, and we all live in a 325 square foot tiny house on wheels. Before our tiny house journey, I was an elementary school teacher, and then I decided to be done with that, and then I did a daycare in my basement. And that's kind of when we started thinking about tiny houses, because I loved being a daycare provider and I also loved being a gymnastics coach, but I was working 2 jobs, he was working full-time and in grad school, and that's when our tiny house journey started, because we wanted a different life, more simple. We call our house Spirit of the Forest because you can see we have a lot of wood edging. We'll go ahead and start in the bathroom and give you guys a tour. This is our tiny house bathroom. We decided on the composting toilet and we absolutely love it. And we have an IKEA sink here and we have custom tile work. This actually came from our larger home, so we got to bring a piece of our big home here in the tiny house. We have our washer dryer combo, and that works really great. We decided to line dry, partly because it doesn't dry very well, but also because it's just more sustainable and environmentally friendly, and you waste less electricity. We went with the open shelving. We have the really nice raw edging here with the birch. Everything in the house that has raw edging is birch because it's one of my favorite trees. We have a full-size shower here. So we didn't want to skimp on the shower. We really wanted to have enough space, and it also dubs. We put hooks up here, so some of the bigger items, if it's raining, we can dry them inside. This is one of my favorite parts of the bathroom. I call it my Houdini move because it is a mirror, a medicine cabinet, and a window. So we get that nice cross breeze. It also is for privacy when you need it. So in here, we have more clothing, because my husband needs his shirts a little bit more nice, so we have our space here where they can hang it up. From here, we have our custom Adirondack bench. It can go all the way up or all the way down for more seating. We've been able to fit up to 8 people on this couch, and that was our goal, is to really have a lot of seating. And down here, we have some really great storage. Our builder called it the smuggler's hold. We decided instead of insulating, we just insulate it with our winter clothes, so we have room to put everything, and the cats think it's a great place to escape as well. You can see here we use cork flooring. I really like it. It's sustainable, non-toxic. It does scratch a little bit, but it's definitely worth it for having to be green and clean. So our tiny living journey has been really interesting. We started in a backyard in Wisconsin on an alpaca farm, and it was a lot of fun. They were amazing people, but he was commuting an hour to work, about an hour to work, and then that just wasn't sustainable. The whole point of living tiny was to be together more as a family for us. So then we moved to a hobby farm only 20 minutes from his work. And that was great. We had our own yard, we had our fence. It was amazing. Then we had this epiphany that we really wanted to move to Colorado, where all the action was for tiny house living. So we started to think about how we were going to sell the tiny house and downsize to a tiny house that we could actually pull ourselves instead of having to hire all the time. From there, we put it into an RV park for storage while we decided, figured out what we're going to do, and purchased a camper. As our tiny house wasn't selling, we sort of had this epiphany of like, what are we doing? We're miserable. So we went back to the tiny house, moved out to Colorado in our camper, and then transitioned back into the tiny house. And it was just like the tiny house life was always calling us, and we just couldn't stay away from it. It was the best thing ever. We wanted to be sure we had a lot of storage in our tiny house, so we have storage all along our bench because we chose to homeschool. So this is full of all our homeschool curriculum. And then we can head into the kitchen. So here we have the double sink We really wanted to be sure we had a big enough sink because we cook all our meals at home. We also have a full-size Lazy Susan. We really like it because we can have our Tupperware on the bottom and then the dry foods on the top. We didn't skip on luxury. We have a half dishwasher that fits up to 6 place settings. Being a stay-at-home mom, that really helps me out. Also, turns out it saves water because the dishwashers are so efficient these days that it's more efficient than hand washing. Plenty of cabinetry all throughout the kitchen. We have a 4-burner stove. Generally, we only use 2 or 3 at a time, but it's still, we just kind of like the look of it. It kind of reminds us of home. And the oven can fit up to 2 regular sized pans. It even comes with a broiler. We opted for the table that can come down. So the chairs can fold, the table can come down, and then this becomes our yoga space. So it's really convenient. Eventually we will upgrade to a rectangle as our family grows. So it's really nifty and easy, and the chairs being foldable are really great too. We have a 3/4 size fridge. We absolutely love it. It has tons of room. It's actually usually never even full. And then we also opted for the freezer on the bottom. It's more energy efficient and it has tons of space. We really love that. And then here we have a pull-out pantry for all our spices, vitamins, tea, all that fun stuff. It's really nice because it's usually unusable space. And here you can see the cats can get into the litter box. Everyone always asks us, how do we deal with pets in a tiny house? And we built them a special cabinet. This whole cabinet is all the pet supplies we need. And then they have all their food and litter needs all in one spot. So we really like these drawers because they're not very deep and we can use this space that's normally not used because it's the wheel well. So these are really neat for the things that you don't use all the time, but you still need, like binders and paperwork. And my favorite stair piece here, the birch stair railing. This is Wyatt's loft. He gets to play here. We have the safety gate for when he was younger, and now he's older, so now it's to keep the dog out. What do you have up here? Do you have your books and Hot Wheels and magnet tiles? Do you like can you show them the skylight? What's up there? Is it so pretty? Do you ever watch the stars? Yeah. So this is where we hang out as a family, watch movies, play video games, especially on a rainy day. For us, living in the tiny house was just one piece of the puzzle. It was really a holistic approach to healing our mind, body, soul, because the life we were living in our larger home was not sustainable. We were tired all the time. We were barely getting by. We never saw friends and family. It was stressful. It was full of clutter. We just couldn't do it anymore. So the rest of the whole holistic approach is we wanted to be able to afford healthy organic food. We wanted to be able to do like holistic healthcare, yoga and meditation and Reiki and all those things that we want to do to heal ourselves. So we also wanted to educate others on how to cheaply and sustainably clean and hygiene. So that was also another mission, because the tiny house really, it allows us to be able to take the time to do those things, like clean with all non-toxic products. So it's really allowed me to, instead of just working 2 jobs, I've been able to help educate people and follow this dream of mine. I even got to write a book and homeschool, and tiny house living, it might not be for everyone, but for us it's allowed us a lot of freedoms that we didn't have.
Thank you for watching our video and for stopping by Tiny House Expedition. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Christian. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And for more tiny home tours and stories, click the videos below.
And join us on Patreon for bonus content,
including face-to-face conversations with us. We hope to see you there.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.